I do want to let you know that each concept or tactic or technique that I teach you is universal across all markets. This is very important to understand. It's not just applicable to the stock market or the futures market or what have you. It is universally applicable and valid across any market that you trade. Number one. Number two, it is universal across all time frames, whether you play micro time frames from a charting perspective, whether you play macro time frames from a charting perspective. It doesn't matter.
You may not always be able to get your stop over and or below Fab 4 ranges, but whenever you can, you should be trying to do that. So if this is your Fab 4 range, right, and you're shorting a play here, you've got two stop options, event and maximum. Well, you're supposed to use event most of the time, but maximum is your fallback when event stop gets you stopped out in a helping range or a helping zone. Your Fab 4 is helping you, all right? So the real goal is to get your stop somewhere up here above the helping zone. Now, you may not be able to do that all the time. I get it. And so then, your choice has to be, is this trade mine? Should I just move on? Or do I just want to take it anyway? I know the stop is not ideal, but I want to give it a shot. You have to consciously make that decision. But the goal should be trying to get beyond your 200, trying to get beyond your Fab 4 range if the Fab 4 range is close and relatively tight. Look at how tight the Fab 4 is here. You're stopping out, and you're going short here, but you're stopping out right into the help. Now, what I discussed this morning was that sometimes you just can't get there. You don't have enough dollars. You can't afford that kind of loss, but you still want to take the trade. Well, I would say look to re-enter if you're stopping out in a stupid location. Like if you get stopped out in a stupid location and you know it's a stupid location, but you have to get stopped out. But if you consciously say, I'm going to get stopped out, but if the stop out proves, I know it's stupid, but if the market immediately tells me it's stupid by getting me back in almost immediately with another play, it's confirming that that was a stupid location. Then the re-entry is warranted. The re-entry is warranted if you get stopped out in a bad location and the market proves it was a bad location. Yeah, because, some traders don't know when should I re-enter a play that I got knocked out of. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do, but that's one of the ways. I got stopped out when I shouldn't have. And now the market has given me even a stronger signal, right? Because this stop out is followed immediately by your most powerful event, the bear 180 right at the 200. That's powerful. And I love the clearing bar. Remember what I told you about tails, right? You can remove the tail remove tails unless you're playing them for greater clarity. Double dip. We were talking about this double dip here, guys. Try not to get fooled by these double dip scenarios by moving your stop up to that pivot too quickly. So if it's powerful green, I wouldn't doubt it. Not in this environment we have right now. And I wouldn't be doubting green in good positions. So green in not so good positions that are not so powerful, okay, but power green is just in this environment has good follow through right now. But let's review again your stop and reverse rules. All right. I'm seeing some people have some issues with that. There are 3 criteria for a stop and reverse. All right. The stop out must be immediate. You'll know what that, I'm just going to abbreviate. Immediate stop out. Immediate stop out. Like, not that it took time to stop you out. That is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about immediate, instant, almost like you enter and almost as if the stock is waiting for you to enter, boom, an immediate stop out. The move that stops you out is violent. It's hard. It's powerful. You need a decent position. Like, and this is, I think some people are getting these 2 right, but some of them are in stupid, really bad positions. So even if you get immediate stop out and it's violent and hard, like it shakes earth, but this, if I'm stopping out on my short, but I'm buying right into a dumb location, then it cancels the stop and reverse, you know? And so that's what I was showing you with Disney. This would qualify as a stop and reverse. So I can't say this is a stop and reverse, but it could have been. So, you know, it's not the greatest position because this fat red bar is better higher, right? That's why this one worked better than this one because it's just coming from higher. But anyway, you could have a stop and reverse somewhere here where you try to go short here and get that immediate slam. So that's not conflicting as much as you going long here on a stop and reverse. Like going long there is not the greatest position. Now, the position doesn't have to be perfect. It just can't be absolutely asinine, just dumb, you know, for the stop and reverse, because the violence usually will have some follow through. But a very powerful position that you're going against could stop that violence. Well, you do understand that this is a bad position to be going long, right? To be buying this right there is not a good position. Do you understand that? Because if you understand that, you have it. Right? You don't want to be going long into the 200. You don't want to be going long into a very nice, tight, narrow Fab 4 and vice versa. You know? So when it comes to position, guys, look here. When it comes to position, let me make this just to get a white screen here. Your worst positions are largely there. You understand? It's your worst positions. So to be going against. So if you're trying to short there, unless it's violence, you're going to get killed. That's violence. That's different. But unless it's violence, you're going to get killed more often than not. If you try to short here, if you try to go long here, maybe there, you're going to get killed most of the time. So these are the worst positions whatsoever. Now, this could be a 200. It could just be the relatively tight Fab 4 zone. that includes the 200. All right. Now, as you move away from here, the position gets not so dumb, right? As you move away. So if you're shorting here, okay. If you're going long here on a stop and reverse, okay. But not there. Like if the 200 was like this, I'd have a problem. Slant is okay in it. Don't become overly obsessed with that. And you know, one of the things, although this is a fairly decent slant here, one of the things that you can do, if your slant on the 5 is sharp, then you really know that's the concern. So if you get the slant on the 2 and the 5 in a decent way, you're probably very, very oversold or overbought depending upon the direction of the slant.